UPG, and we gotta put the global on it because we're going global with this thing. Now we got a special guest today, a brother from another mother, man. We have not met in person yet, but we've been basically following each other's journey for quite some time. And man, I'm excited for this one because I will have our guest on today for multiple times for multiple reasons, and that's mainly because he's not a one trick pony. He's not a wholesaler. He's just not a big flipper. You know, he's a well-rounded individual that has more tools in the toolbox than just the average wholesaler. You know, so we both met. We were both in the industry of real estate, and we were really particular about the wholesaling real estate niche. So, you know, everybody that's chiming in, round of applause together for our special guest, Brandon Bless Invest on YouTube out of Cincinnati. What's happening, bro? How you doing, bro? I
Yeah,
appreciate
I
you.
appreciate that
So,
intro. I appreciate it, G. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good out here in Cincinnati, man.
for
Appreciate you
sure.
having me on as well.
Yeah, man, this is a long time overdue, but I'm glad that we were able to get up on here at such a short notice. One of the main reasons why I wanted to get you on here, mainly because I think it was about time for us to build some more chemistry. Like we've talked and talked quite a few times. You know, we've been on Instagram Live a couple of times, so I definitely want to, you know, get us on the YouTube platform because you have a channel as well, and from what I see, man, it's just very beneficial for us to be, you know, putting our content on YouTube versus on Instagram. I just see it as being more beneficial, especially for those that
I ain't gonna hold you. The weather is it be all over, but today is pretty good. We touching near the 80s, nice sun out. A lot of grass is grown. So if you're driving around, you're gonna see some tall grass on some distressed property. So
you know, we by the water, so we got hot and humid, man, out here, man. So like right now is hot. By the time 1, 2 o'clock come, it may be so hot you barely can breathe. You know what I'm saying? Because humid like that out here. But for the most part, yeah, we've gotten quite a bit of rain over the past couple weeks, man. Had some interesting weather as well, man. We had tornadoes touch down. Multiple tornadoes hit out here in Houston, and it was crazy because I was in Florida, and we couldn't take off. Yeah, we couldn't take off because they was ground they had grounded flights out there, and because we had the tornadoes touch down. So by the time I was supposed to be back by 30, I didn't get back to like that. And as I'm a window seat guy. I like sitting.
yeah,
I like sitting by the window, and I pay for the extra room seat, or if not, then I get the first class seat. And I'm not talking about your American Airlines. You lay down first class. No, I'm talking about the bigger you know the bigger lady boy type chair. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I ain't on the PJs yet, everybody. But here and there, depending on the plane, I will do the first class if I cannot get the row right by the wings because those are the seats that have the extra space. So I have to have extra space. So yeah, man, I'm looking out the window, man, on the way down, and man, it was traffic everywhere, man. When I say everywhere, everywhere. So man, I end up getting a ride. I end up getting a ride, man, and my mom was telling me about what was going on. Big shout out to her, man, because I actually bought her house last year. We bought and sold it, man. So big shout out to her, man. Just for believing in my process too. She my
yeah.
my
Congrats.
mom, you know what I'm saying? So you know, we was able to really, really help her out, bro. And and I'm dive into that story too about me buying my mom property last year, and my 18-year-old nephew, he's 19 now, about to be 20, but he was able to get his first check with me last year, man. And I had been trying to get him involved with me in real estate. He was 15. You get
Mm.
what I'm so you know, timing is everything. You get what I'm saying? So he you know, we all have a referral program, and if you're not in the world of real estate, you should have a referral program, right? That's when you offer someone a fee, a
Yeah.
property finding fee for finding you a property or connecting you with a motivated seller. So we have one, and at the time we were giving up to a $2,000 referral fee. Okay, and that's and up to it was depending on, you know, if you just gave us an address or something like that, you would get the minimum. Say for instance, somebody give us an address and they want to be a part of our referral program. We don't bird dogs. I don't like that. I just seen
Hmm.
someone called me a bird dog once upon a time, and I'm like, dude, I'm not your bird dog. I'm in this business, dude. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you need to know who you talking to. I don't use the word bird dog. I use property finder.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so if someone just do the bare minimum and get us the address of a distressed property, we reach out to the property owner, and it end up being a deal. We would get them, you know, anywhere in between $500 to $1,000, depending on what we had to do to get the property owner information and get connected with the property owner. Hey, everybody, I got a special guest here. Please don't go anywhere. Make sure you smash the like, hit the subscribe, share this live with quite a few people. I have none other than Brandon Bless Best out of Cincinnati. So please make sure y'all, you know, smash the like, hit the subscribe button when y'all come in, man. We're gonna dive deep into his story, but I just want to give y'all, you know, some dialogue real quick before we dive in, man. And we were just talking about the referral programs. And I don't know if you've been working with youth out there in your area, but it's been a dream of mine that came a reality of me transitioning and getting into real estate versus living street life, man. That was hell, you know. And
Hmm.
this was a transition, and I wanted to bring people along for the journey. So I had always came in, kind of, showing the youth what I was doing to get them involved because they're sitting at these same houses that we were, deal machining and stuff like that. So my little nephew, man, he actually plugged me in directly with someone that was motivated to sell, and not only that, they were ready to sign and everything, and that person ended up being my stepmom. You know what I'm saying? Now she could have thought to call me on her own, but she didn't. He told her, "Hey, you need to call my uncle. That's his grandma." You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So and it may be a little different or it may not be different from other cultures, households, but I know in our community, the black community, man, it's like nowadays, like, everybody want to be so secretive when they go through stuff, and they, they don't want to talk to other family members. They don't want these family members just know that and stuff like that. So for her to listen to my nephew and reach out to me and like, "Hey son, I need you," and blah blah blah. And shoot, Jordan told me to call you. I'm like, "Yeah, why you ain't think to call me?" But neither here nor there. You know,
Hmm.
he did the top of the top of the referral fee. For someone to get to the $2,000 referral fee, they have to give us the certified property, okay, which this was a pretty house. Then on top of that, some we have to get the exact number. We have to get that person have to put us directly in contact with that person, and
Hmm.
no brainer, they're motivated to say. We don't want to have to do all the trying to get them in the mood to sell. None of that. They have to really, and he found that. You know what I'm saying? Just by him knowing what I do. So yeah, that was the biggest check he ever got in his life. You know what I'm saying? So it came with
Hmm.
pros on it, and I'm just happy that I was the one that gave it to him first. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, on that too, man. That's a good question for you, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, when I got back out here, man, a tornado had hit downtown tore up a lot of those huge power line sources, but the big metal ones, the ones that's real tall, and they be like going like, man, it'd be like rows of them, they huge. But man, we had the tornadoes tow them up and stuff like that, man. So when I came back out here, bro, it was chaos. It was crazy. But yeah, man, it looks like we got a lot of rain too, man. The mosquitoes are out. Oh my goodness. Y'all have
Oh
mosquitoes?
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They all around here. Yep. We got
Man,
mosquitoes.
man, yeah, we got mosquitoes out here. They tearing tail out here, boy. They tearing people tail up, man. So yeah, man, I definitely want to dive off in your story, man. Hey man, y'all make sure y'all smash the like. I have no other than Brandon from Bless Invest. He's out of Cincinnati. So we're not limited to one trade or one tool or one trade when it comes to real estate. We are actively in the business. So not only do Brandon he came into it, with the intentions on wholesaling and maximizing what wholesaling is, alongside our journey. Hey, we've picked up the fix and flip game. We've also know something about the creative deal structure. We'll dive into that. Also, Brandon hosting events out there in his hometown in Cincinnati, which is where he's from, and he know how to get the money. He know where the money at. He's dealing with the private lenders out there in the area. So this will be more than one segment. I just wanted to, introduce y'all to Brandon and let y'all know who this person was and what we will be talking about today. So we'll just be, talking about the beginning journey and wholesaling, and from there we'll most likely have to do a whole nother live, man, because this man has a lot of information to give us, and we don't want to push it all on you at one time. So Brandon, tell us a little bit about your background, man. I told everybody you from Cincinnati, but tell us a little bit about like what it's like out there growing up. Uh, what were you doing prior to real estate, and what made you transition into real estate and wholesaling to be specific, and then we can kind of go from there.
Okay, yep. Well, I'm gonna say growing up in Cincinnati, it's definitely, what the area I grew up in, which was on the west side. It was a rough area that I grew up in. My mom, I don't know if she was on Section 8 or nothing back then, but at the age of 12, I ended up getting shot. And
What?
yeah, I ended up getting shot. And I got shot in the middle of the head.
What?
Yeah, dead serious. The
With a
bullet
with a
went,
with a real gun or a BB gun?
nah, with a 22. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
The bullet went through the front right here, and it nicked and skint and came out the backside. And it
So
nicked my right side of my brain.
hold up, wait a minute, bro. So it wasn't grazed. It like it was shot in your head, and man,
Went
bro,
through. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So bless and best. So yeah. So this happened around when I was like 12 years old. It affected my left side of my body to where, I was kind of paralyzed and, had to get those motions back up. So at this time, I was good in sports, as far as basketball, baseball, football. It stripped me from it. And I leaned more towards my creative side, which was art. And I kind of got into music. I did graduate high school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I kind of got into music, and I had a foot in the streets, and in a sense. And I knew how to play it safe or whatnot. That wasn't my role I wanted to take on. So I'm gonna skip until 2017. I heard a friend of mine, a good friend of mine who I went to college with. I did skip over college, but I did go to Brown Mac. He got an associate's degree in audio video production. So yeah, I was doing my thing with the cameras, the studio. I was shooting commercials, recording albums, mixtapes, the whole nine. And this time I did meet a good friend in college. and we was doing music and everything. And you know, he brought up wholesaling to me one in 2017. He was like, "Hey, you ever heard something called wholesaling?" And nah, he told me to check out this guy named Mark Whitten. And
Mark Whitten.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
listening.
he from Baltimore.
Google it while you talking, man. My bad.
And then what was so crazy, I was listening to, was it Hot 97 with DJ Envy or them, or some New York YouTube radio station, and they had Mark Whitten on there, and he was talking about wholesaling real estate. And I'm like,
Is he a white guy or he
nah, he
black?
black.
And it's Whitten?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was.
you gonna have to send them to me because I may be spelling the name wrong and it's showing this white guy. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
what
I
you
found
doing?
him on YouTube. I mean on IG, I think first.
Okay. I'm gonna look it up. I don't want to mess up your story, man. But this 2017.
Yep. I heard about wholesaling from a friend, but then I'm listening to this radio station on DJ Envy, and they was hosting him, and he was speaking about wholesaling, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that sparked my interest, and then at the same time, I had another friend who was I used to do business with, and we wanted to kind of get into like the Amazon Flex. I think all of this stuff was coming about around this time as well, to where you can buy into a franchise. And at the time, we was looking to buy into a franchise, but I brought up this wholesaling thing, and I was like, "Hey, would you want to try to start into wholesaling?" And my partner at the time, he was like, not really," because he wasn't familiar with it. He ain't know nothing about. So I'm gonna fast forward 2 years from then. That was 2019. My other business partner, he bring wholesaling to me. He like, "Hey, you want to try this thing called wholesaling?" And then I found out some other stuff. My partner, his dad had been in real estate 30 plus years already. Got a
So what type
portfolio.
of business y'all were in the beginning? My bad. What type of business were y'all in the beginning?
Well, he owned his own tech company. I used to do audio, video,
Okay.
and we used to do some things in the middle that, and but that led on to other business opportunities to where it was better than what we had in front of us. It was what we got
Okay.
going on now.
Better
So
collab.
yep. And it was something that, like I say, he brought it up 2 years later, and I had to remind him, like, in 2017, I mentioned something to you about this, but let's start it off or whatnot. And that's when I started off learning about wholesaling. I went to my first RIA meeting, my local RIA meeting in Cincinnati, in October the 11th, 2019. And that's when I was like, oh, a eye opener. I remember my first meeting. I'm thinking I got to be kind of like suit and tie and all of this, button up. And I'm in a room with people who own hundreds of doors, and they got on t-shirts and jeans. And I'm like, okay, so I'm overthinking this. So that was my journey into getting into real estate.
Okay. So you heard about it in 2017. You heard about it from a friend in 2017, as well as hearing about it on the internet. And I think I know who you're talking about. I think we're just probably saying his name wrong, or I'm spelling it wrong, or something like that. But I know who you're talking about. I think he's uh man, everything about business, personal development and traveling, but mainly right now what we're talking about is real estate. So both of us are real estate investors, and I'm in Houston. My boy Brandon, he's in Cincinnati. So I'm actually interviewing Brandon right now, Jojo. So yeah, we're showing people how you can easily get 5, 10, 20, 30,000, $40,000 plus by using a piece of paper. So what we're doing, we're telling you how we learn how to print money. You get what I'm saying? The legal way, and we basically using 1 to 2 pieces of paper max.
Yeah.
So hit the like. Make sure you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. This is an interview, so just bear with us. We'll probably answer some questions in a minute. But yeah, we are talking about real estate right now. So Brandon, so you said 2017. Your partner told you about it, and then you saw heard the DJ Envy uh radio show, and the guy was on. I think he's like in Baltimore or something like that.
Baltimore.
One of those.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
Then he had got
Baltimore.
the Ferrari. I know who you talking about. I'm just trying to make sure I had his name right. But I remember him too, but I didn't hear about him until 2000, probably 19 or 18 or something like that. So I heard about real estate in 2018, and then I started diving off into it in the beginning of 2019. I had already was making steps to learning about it that whole 6 months before 2019. So you said October 2019 you went to your first RIA meeting. I went to my first RIA meeting in 2019 as well. This was when this was right when the wholesale craze kind of went crazy. We had Max Maxwell. He was turning up on social media
Yep.
and people how to pull lists and go to list source and find the hottest zip codes. He was putting out some dope content for us. So he had actually came out here to Houston, and this was prior to me knowing who he was. Yeah, this was prior to me knowing who he was. So I missed that, but eventually ended up kind of being in the same circles. I never got a chance to meet Max in person, but we've had some sort of correspondence through social media and stuff like that. But we've never met each other. Plus, like I said, we was kind of like we knew some of the same people and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, wholesaling real estate, man. It's in 2019. You said you went to your first real meeting, and there was a lot of people there that looked at like normal people. They wasn't all that like it basically debunked the myth or whatever you thought what an real estate investor would look like to you because you thought that you needed to go look in a certain type of way, but the value is basically in you and not on you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yep.
So
That was definitely an eye opener.
when you go into your first real meeting and you see a lot of the investors, what's happening, Molly? What's happening, everybody? Y'all make sure y'all smash the like, man. Hit the subscribe button and share this live with 1,000 people. You are now tuning in to two real estate investors that are actively doing the business, and what we're doing is Brandon is here telling his journey of how he learned how to sell one piece of paper for 5, 10, 20, 30, 40,000 plus dollars, just by using one piece of paper or two pieces of paper. You get what I'm saying? So make sure y'all stay tapped in. So you walk into the real like I told you, I went to my first real in 2019. I didn't go suited and booted, but I did go dressed nice, and I saw some of the same stuff that you saw when I went to the local real out here in Houston. It was at a nice fancy hotel. It was dope. That sections. One section was for the members that paid a little extra. Then they had the other section for the people that didn't pay the extra. So that was the room that I went in, the room that you didn't pay extra, because that was my first time. I wanted to know, what I was actually getting myself into. So you go in there, you see a lot of people that own a lot of you see many people, a lot of doors. And what are doors to you?
Doors is shoot a living space. I mean, it's you can have 100 doors in an apartment complex, or you can have 100 doors single family. I mean, it's when I heard doors, I mean, I already knew it was real.
Knock, yeah, knock, knock. Somebody standing there, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, just going to that real and seeing people, dressed in t-shirts and jeans. And I would probably say like I don't know if this the right person, but like Mark Zuckerberg or something. I don't know his name, or like what the other dude name, Jeff Bezos. They wear the same shirt, same, like you wouldn't even know that that they really got all that money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of showed you like, dang, the investors don't even wear suit and ties. What am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, hold up, it got to be some type of trick to this, right? So
Mm-hmm.
once you started having the conversations in the real meeting, what was your conversations like going to the real meeting, seeing that you have not really I'm assuming that you haven't closed any deals yet, right?
At this time, no.
So you was just going through the motions of trying to get a feel of, okay, who to connect with, where to go to learn this information.
Yep, yep. Even yeah,
Okay,
I wasn't even used to putting myself out there when they say you were joining in this business. You know, you kind of got to be loud, put yourself out there. I was still trying to figure that out. So
okay. Dope, dope. So what was your conversations like, seeing that you were trying, not trying, seeing that you were getting into the real estate world? What was your conversations like being what they would call a newbie to real estate and getting in that room? What was the conversation like?
well, me being new, you know, I was really trying to get more information about wholesaling because I was just hearing this topic. I ain't never seen a contract or nothing. So I'm asking certain questions on who to connect with far as wholesaling. And you know, honestly, they was kind of directing me saying, hey, it's a course you might want to look into or some audio courses, you know, really get educated, not just going on YouTube, but it is some courses or it was people offering, hey, you do got a lead, you know, I would show you how I walk the property, you know, what I'm looking for and running numbers and whatnot. So then was the early on conversations.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of had some of those conversations too. They didn't quite go that well. And the reason why is because I believe at the moment the people were looking more so for me to just hand deliver them a smoking deal and it not really add any value to myself. So that was one of the first things that I've noticed, first few connections that I made coming in as a newbie versus the newbies that I dealt with. Because I broke bread with newbies. I'm talking about 5 bands, 10 bands,
Yeah.
15 beginning, like my whole beginning, like I was showing people what I was doing while I was doing it, and we was both getting paid. We were getting
And,
like bad.
and that's the realness that come from you to where you like, hey, I'm gonna teach you this game, man. We gonna break the bread. You know, I ain't gonna just take some and run with it and spoon feed you. You know, I don't mind because it's more than enough opportunity out here. So I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah. So okay, the real meetings, you come across people having those conversations, looking to gather more information concerning being able to wholesale houses. And if anybody is on here that don't know what wholesaling a house means, that means you find a person that is looking to sell a property, and you get an agreement with that property owner to actually buy it. And what you then turn around and do, you assign your equitable interest in that property to someone else that may want the property a lot more than you, and they will give you a fee for it. Okay, but your fee is up to your negotiations because you know what the property is valued at in its current condition, and then you know what it's going to be valued at after any repairs are made. So you have a in between where that you have to make sure that the buyer is able actually, the buyer would have to cover their repair costs plus their holding costs and be able to make a profit. And basically, in a nutshell, that's what you need to know when you're looking to get into the business of wholesaling, which is a small niche, compared to the variety of ways you can get money in real estate.
Mhm.
This is a we're talking about an entry level skill set to getting into real estate, and this is not limited to residential. You can in reality do this with commercial as well. So I just want to let you all know that you can actually wholesale commercial property and residential. And for those that are doing agriculture, there are people that are doing agriculture, as well. So let me ask you this. I remember where I got my first contract from. Do you remember where you got your first contract from?
You saying like actual contract or seller getting a contract from a seller?
No, no.
The
You
paper,
remember
the actual.
you fresh in the real estate, B. You ain't got no contract. You talking to people, you getting the information. They tell you you have to have a contract to get a property owner to sign so that way you can get your first deal. Do you remember your first contract? How many pages it was and where did you get it from?
I got my first, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't understand what all I was receiving when I signed up for my local RIA because it came with contract leases for tenants and everything. So they gave you this all these PDF downloads, but at the same time, I saved all this stuff on my computer, but I didn't know what I was doing because I was still early on. So I do remember looking at them and being like, okay, this is the purchase and sales agreement, this is a lease option, and but I had no understanding because I wasn't ready to put them to use yet. So,
They
but
gave you some love, man. They gave y'all love at Child Real. I don't remember receiving contracts, man. And if we did, I probably didn't pay attention, man, because I believe that the reels are kind of connected for or something. Like all the people that actually run the reels in different markets or different cities, they actually really kind of coexist. I believe. I may be wrong, but I don't know.
no, you right, because I mean, not to cut you. I mean, I know we skipping ahead real quick, but I became a board member of my local RIA. So I hear certain things and see things that go on in the back end, so
They connected, so they
yep,
connected.
yep.
Okay, so did you so the first contracts that you received them in a package PDF from the local Rio. Man, that was dope. That was love. Was that the first contract that you used for real estate?
No, because my partner and I, well, we kind of took their contract and kind of took my partner's dad contract that he would use, and we kind of came up with our own little yep. And so we came up with a one page that's very simple that it's been getting the deals done.
Oh, you still using it?
Oh yeah, I'm still using it. Yep.
Okay. So I've done my own. We've created our own contract over here as well. We call them agreements. Everybody, when you're talking to sellers, you want to use the word agreement. You don't want to use the word contract. Contract sound like that they're signing something over. So you definitely don't want to use the word contract when you're talking to property owners. You want to talk to them and use the word agreements. You don't want to use the word signature. You want to get it okayed. You want to
Mhm.
autograph. You want to add some spice to it how you see fit. But we're giving you key words to use and what not to use. So don't use contracts. My first contract came from the Flip Man. He was giving away a
Okay.
free contract. You text the number. He sent you
Yeah.
the contract, and that was the first contract that I used. That was the first contract that I used, and it was dope because I used that contract for a while for both buyers and sellers. So that was a real cool agreement to use. I don't know if you ever heard of the Flip Man, but
Yep.
he's on YouTube since YouTube started talking about real estate, man. That's who we I got my first contract from. Of course, down the line we've got other contracts. We also know how to use the standard Trek contract out here. That's the Texas real estate commission contract or whatever. So we know how to use that contract, and it's called a 1-to-4. Man, that thing is 10 pages long, but you only use 8, unless you're putting properties on the market.
Mm.
Now, so you got your first contract. What can you walk us through your first deal? When was your first wholesale deal, and where was it? And kind of give us the step by step on how you was able to lock that deal up and sell it. And if you don't mind, like pocket watcher, but man, what you made on your first deal, because that's everybody. Everybody want to know what you made on your first deal.
Everybody, yeah, yep, exactly. So
Man, I don't know what you made on your first deal. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna get to it. Trust me. And I love sharing the numbers because at the end of the day, you know, uh, majority of my first deals, I bust them down the middle because I was in partnership deals and I was committed to what I was doing. They was committed to what they was doing. So, I mean, we broke bread or whatnot. But I'm gonna get to my first deal, which was a driving for dollars lead. I was using Deal Machine at the time. I was I was getting so good at driving for dollars. I mean, I would sit in front of a house and take notes and do all of this, send mail. And, you know, at the time, I wasn't heavy cold calling because we were sending mail and we weren't sending mail to motivated people, but it was some motivation because honestly, we pulled lists and we was sending mail just like to a blanket market. You know, we didn't filter it or nothing. So when the phone got ringing, that's when the skills started where I was like, okay, I knew what questions to answer. So as the phone was ringing, I learned driving for dollars and sending postcards and everything. So once we got those real motivated leads, you know, I knew exactly what was going on. I remember I was taking my wife to a doctor appointment, and I was sitting in the car, and I got a call from this guy. He was like, "Hey man, you sent the postcard to my mom or my house, and my mom, she gave it to me. I just got out of jail, and yeah, man." He said it right off the back. He was like, "I want 11,000." I was like,
This the first deal?
first deal, yeah. Now,
Let me ask you, said direct mail. So was this a Deal Machine postcard, or was this some other type of mail
no,
mark?
this was Deal Machine. Yep.
So did you take the picture of the house, and was the house on the front of the postcard and all
Yep.
that too? Oh,
Exactly. Yeah.
okay.
I
Okay.
told man, I got real comfortable at taking pictures of, you know, distressed property, especially if we were sending mail and the picture would be on there. And let me say, we started mailing January 2020. So we
Right.
started, yeah,
Like
yep, we started mailing, sending postcards, letters, and then along I'm building up a driving for dollars list, and I ended up getting this deal towards the end of 2020 in November. So it took about 9.5, 10 months to strike a deal.
so the guy that called you that had just got out of jail and stuff, and he was saying he wanted 11,000. Did you lock that deal up or no?
I locked it up.
Oh, but it took you months to close it.
No. I mean, no. He called me in November.
Oh, so the marketing was
Yeah,
going out.
the marketing. Yeah. So it took
Yeah,
time for that marketing to really,
yeah.
you know, pick up.
Deal Machine, I think Deal Machine was preset to go out every 3 weeks. A postcard out every 3 weeks, or did you? Oh shoot. Yeah, so everybody, y'all make sure y'all smash the like, hit the subscribe button. We have my boy Brandon, Best Invest, from Cincinnati on here, man. I think he clicked out real quick. I don't know what happened. Hopefully he clicked back in. I can hear you, but I can't see you anymore. The screen black. Yeah, but I'm still gonna be on here, so you can come out, just click the link and come back in. I'm gonna keep everybody hot. Yo, my boy Brandon, from Bless Invest, man. Y'all follow Bless Invest on YouTube. He's dropping content. Man. In his area, man. We are active investors. We're both in the world of real estate. We are in the real estate. Of course, we have other things going on with our lives, but for the most part, we're on here because we both are in the world of real estate, and we're talking about your first deal with Deal Machine, man, and sending out those postcards, and it's good for you to continue the market to that person, man. Because every 3 weeks, if you do the math on that, he received quite a few postcards from January to November, right?
Well, yeah, he didn't get all of them from January. I just was saying we started off sending
Oh,
mail to unfiltered list in January. The phones was ringing. I'm building skills. He probably received maybe 2 to 3 postcards, over the time before he called me. And like I say, once he told me 11K, I asked him as many questions as I could. I want I did come back with an offer at like 9K, and he ended up accepting it.
okay. So he shot out. Hey man, I just got home. Blah blah blah. You want to buy, man? I want 11,000. What you did was your due diligence and came back with a counter offer of 9,000 for the property.
Yeah.
And so you was able to lock up the agreement for 9,000.
Yep.
Now you said this was a drive for dollars lead.
Yep. Now let me reverse my numbers because I ended up locking him up at. No, he came with 9. I countered with 7, and then we ended up at 11 because it was some finance. So yeah, it did go up to 11K, but yeah, you can go because I can add on from there.
Okay. So damn, he started off at 9. You counted with 7, then y'all ended up at 11. That's cold, huh? Man,
Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah.
Cause that's like a major objection right there. Like, how you gonna shut me down? How you go from 9,000 to 11,000? How that happen?
Now look, I'm still new in this business, so he brought up something about he had some $2,000 in fines because of the grass and everything. So I'm like, okay, we might can make that work. So, and I felt like 11K wasn't too bad of a deal. I mean, knowing the area that it was in, and but I can add on to that because like I say, I had partners who was they active buyers. So when I got this property under contract for 11K and I brought it to my active buyers, they didn't want it. They was like, oh no, this thing needs too much work for what I'm trying to do at the time. My partner, his dad was older. He wasn't looking to do no heavy rehab. He liked a more cosmetic, some lipstick real quick and be done with it. And my partner at the time, he hadn't did no fix and flips or rehabs of this that needed this much work. So when they backed off the deal, that's when another level in real estate kicked in because it was like, oh, my back against the wall. I went to my local RIA. I uploaded the property there and got a buyer like in 2 days, a day or two,
Right.
And not only did I get a buyer in a day or two,
so your buyer for that property came from the real from the real.
Yep.
And man, I've seen and heard people talk about that. And I only went to the realtor probably about 3 times, and I seen some people get up there and show off their deals. Man, I'm gonna ask you what that was like, man. I really want to know what that was like, man, for you.
Now, that's interesting because I want to say I did get a property under contract before this one. And at the time, I brought it to the RIA. And at this time, we was presenting deals in front of like live people. Mm-hmm. That was my only time I did that. And true enough, I ain't get that deal sold because of the numbers, but COVID hit and then everything went online. So, that's when I was in the midst of doing this deal to where I just put it up on a RIA site. They got a good site where you can upload your properties. It's legit buyers on there. You got your own website. So,
wow. Was this a free service or no?
Yeah. This is
on the RIA website, or was it?
Yeah. No, this is you. Well, you can pay annually, which was about like $230 or something at the time, and it comes with
load up. And you can unload. You can unload them. You can upload any properties you want, as many as you.
Yep, on your own site. Yep. You
Okay.
got it. It's certain tools that they provided that you got to take action and take advantage of it and put it to use, because that's what they got it there for. But you only, if you don't know about it, then you don't know about it or whatnot. Um, but the buyer who bought my first real estate uh contract, she ended up owning her own title company. And when I tell you, this was a game changer for me, because I ain't never got a mortgage or nothing, to where we closed on this deal outside on the hood of a car, outside the vacant property, with a notary and everything. She, after everything was signed, she handed checks, and I'm like, oh, is this real?
Oh,
Oh,
oh, oh. So you. So the thing is that there's what you would call a tabletop closing, right? And that's typically when you do things from a tabletop perspective. You don't necessarily go to the title company and stuff. But this wasn't the case. This was a real closing. And for those that don't know, um, when you're building or establishing relationships with title companies, it is very important that you befriend an escrow agent or the person that's running the show at that title company, because anywhere can be a closing table. Man, I'm gonna be straight up with you, man. I bought my mama house at a Wendy's uh, uh restaurant. So my mom had to go to uh, do dialysis, and we're gonna get back on your story. But my mom had to do dialysis. This was last year, and uh the title company, the escrow agent, she was moving around back and forth. She had like back pain. She slipped and fell and messed up back up, so she was walking around like an old lady. So things, our schedule was messed up. And man, we just had to close this deal because the money was already on the table. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my mama straight. You get what I'm saying? So
mhm.
man, we end up closing that deal in Wendy's restaurant. You
Yep,
know,
yep,
so those that don't know, man, you have a great relationship with the title company, a real estate attorney, or escrow officer. Now you can close deals just about anywhere. I've closed deals. I've I've been at McDonald's before, closing deals. You get what I'm saying? But actually having a closing with an escrow agent or a real estate attorney or escrow officer, yes, they will go to the person to close the deal. It's money
yeah,
on the line.
yep,
So man, yeah, my bad, man. But these are gems. These are nuggets. People don't know that. It's $1,000 deals being done at your local McDonald's, at your
yeah,
local Wendy's. Saying
yeah,
like we sitting at the table. I'm signing over. I ain't gonna put it out there, but we signed over a big bag to my mama in Wendy's. You know what I'm saying?
uh-huh,
We talking about some money. So man, this is the power of real estate. And for those that may look like us and you thought or you didn't believe that you can do it, this is one of those living examples, man. I've almost been killed before, but I've never been shot. You got shot
mhm.
in the head at 12, and you're here right now talking to me on live, and you're doing great things, especially in your area. And for one, man, like you still alive, bro. That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
So your first deal
exactly.
is you marketing from January, right pre-pandemic, all the way to November, and that's when you got your first deal was in November. That's 11 months of marketing, man.
Yep,
10 11
yep, yep,
uh
exactly.
how were you able to stay uh strong minded, um to just endure that, man? Because that's pain, man. That's some pain.
Yeah, it
And
definitely is.
a lot of uncertainty just lingering for someone to ponder something negative.
Yeah,
So you couldn't have been doing that for you to stay with it and get that deal.
right. And that's the thing, because like I say, I got a partner, and me transparent, he was the funding partner of the marketing, to where, he was fronting that, I putting in the sweat equity. So it was up on me to get up every day, follow up, driving for dollars, even when I ain't getting response, to still keep at it, because I was still learning. I'm getting some traction. Ain't nothing all the way quite closed yet or sticking, but it had me excited enough to where I'm like, man, just keep at it. I know people around me might not understand what I'm trying to accomplish. I don't even understand it yet, but you know, just having that excitement, being optimistic, and you know, being on YouTube, seeing other people close deals. I mean, hearing those first time stories, I was YouTubing, hey, my first real estate deal, and hearing how those people was going about it, to where you know I'm thankful enough to be on here speaking about my situation. So, but yeah, keeping my head down, really not letting the outside get to me. Like, you know, I was
Hey,
really spending hours cold calling, having good conversations, and that kind of window of opportunity let me know it's something right there. Just keep at it, you know. So that's what really
yeah.
kept me going.
So man, I got so many questions, but man, you was talking about the real estate, the what is the escrow agent you
Yeah,
said
yeah,
title
title
company.
agent. Yep, yep.
Yeah, so you said that that person actually closed the first deal. She bought the first deal, and how was that possible? Because um typically she wouldn't be able to close her own deal. So how did that actually work? Did she care about a warranty on the title and things like that, or she just did her own title search and was able to cash things out?
Yeah, yeah. That's
That,
from my
that's
perspective.
that's a great area.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And from my perspective, I didn't get into the super details. I know she. One thing I do know is it was a live notary there to witness everything going on, because the guy who was
She
selling
couldn't
the
do
yeah, yeah, yeah. She couldn't do it, so she had a lot. And this was my first time knowing what a notary is and all of this, and what they call that when you divorced and your wife, she still got to say so on you selling this property. It was like the doers' rights or dowers' rights.
Wow.
So I learned about all of this in this transaction, to where, you know, the guy who was selling the property, he was divorced, but you
You
know,
said
he was married at a
dual rights?
yeah,
Dual
yeah, the
rights?
dual rights. Yep, yep. To where she had to be present when he received this check. And I don't know what he told her to show up, but I know their relationship wasn't the best. But I don't know if he told her, hey, I'm gonna give you some of this money or what. But she showed up with her ID. Everybody showed up. Uh, documents got signed, and checks got cut. And
I'm this up, man, real quick while you talking. My bad.
the title agent, I mean, just to fast forward, she didn't close like majority of my deals to this day. You know, I mean, I go to her anytime I got a property under contract to do a preliminary
Dowry.
title search.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's dowry.
dowry rights. Yep,
Uh,
yep.
everybody, if you don't, if man, I'm glad you came on here, man, because this is some great information, man. Anybody want to look this over? It's Dower Rights. Dower Rights. And you want to know what it mean? Put Dower Rights for real estate, and you'll be able to see that. So that's some good information, man. Uh, and what I'm looking at right here, it says, what does dower mean in real estate? In real estate, dower refuse to rights that entitle a widow to a certain percentage of her husband's estate when the will has not outlined her share, or if she refutes the will. In most states, the dower entitles the widow to 1/3 of the estate. But this has something to do with someone passing, from what I just read. Hmm.
Mm.
Okay. That's another one. Dower rights, also known as um um marital rights,
Oh,
are the privileges that a person has in a property possessed by his or her spouse. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's bro, that's definitely some good information, man. Hey, y'all make sure y'all hit the smash the like, man, hit the subscribe. Also, y'all subscribe to my boy channel right here, Bless Invest. My boy Brandon from Cincinnati, he's on here blessing us with some valuable information. Every day is a great day to learn, and I just learned about Dower Rights. So if you all have not heard of Dower Rights, DOWER Rights, please go look that up. I appreciate you, man. See, we are
Most definitely.
you got to be cool with learning. So not learn about Dower Rights, you learned that your real estate, your escrow officer was actually buying property. She was able to come to you and close the deal. Now, one thing about when it comes to escrow agents and stuff like that is a real thin gray area of lines that they cannot cross, right? So of course they cannot notarize any deals that they are doing themselves and things like that is like a major conflict of interest. So yeah, having a different notary there was the best thing to do. That was a totally different witness, someone that was there to make sure all the agreements were signed and signed correctly. What was those numbers looking like, man? What did you eventually sell that property for, and what did you end up making off of that deal? Sounds like some dope content right there, bro.
Yeah. And like I say, this is my first, proof of concept deal to where I had it locked up at 11, and me running my numbers with the repairs, it definitely needed about 60, a strong 60 in repairs to put it back together. The ARV was around 112 to 120, and I ended up getting it sold for 18,000. So I had it under contract. Me and the buyer did a contract for 7 grand, and I bust that 7 grand down the middle with my partner. So we both walked away with 3,500. But that was the proof of concept which started everything.
Cool. And I remember that you were talking about the property owner had wanted some extra funds because of whatever reason, right? And that
Mm-hmm.
reminded me of my first closing. So I closed my fourth deal first, and then I closed my third deal second, and then my first and second deal they closed after my third deal because I had put memorandums on the first and second deal. So my fourth deal closed first because I found out it was a drive for dollars leads, of course, when I was using Deal Machine, and it was a young lady that I was showing how to drive for dollars, and we were out in the field together. She seen me on Instagram and reached out. We decided to link up. I told her to meet me here. She met me there. Got in the car. We drove around. I hopped out. I talked to a few people, and that landed us with us getting our first few deals together the same day that we were out driving for dollars, basically. And that was a dope moment. And I believe it was probably our second day driving for dollars. What happened was um, the fourth deal closed first, and this is what some people would call list stacking. So you can actually find a property that's stacked on a list without you actually doing all of the data research and stacking the list according
Mm-hmm.
motivation, or problems. So this property was a property that was now vacant because his brother had passed away, which I knew his brother. His name was Cherry. Not only did Jerry pass, but it was local hustlers that used to hustle out their house. It was basically a crack house. You know what I'm saying? It was a trap house. So not only that, now that it was vacant, the property owner, the actual property owner, which was Jared's brother, stayed in Dallas, which is 4 hours away from here. Okay, and behind taxes, and they had litigation twice. And
Wow.
yeah, I went through. Yeah, this
So
was
yeah,
crazy.
that was stacked on the list.
Yeah, man. So the thing was, this house went through litigation twice, right? And for you all that don't know what litigation is, we're talking about tax delinquent properties, and they go through litigation, and then they go up for tax auction, and if they do not sell, and they fall back down, then they go through litigation again. But the whole time, the money is stacking up. So this guy hadn't paid any taxes since like ever since like probably like not the 90s, something like that. So this house was behind like 40,000 on taxes. Okay. And the property owner only wanted $2,000. You know what I'm saying? He only wanted 2,000. It wasn't like the house was still the house had great bones and stuff, but this dude way in Dallas and stuff like that, it wasn't nothing he was gonna be able to do. Then he was an older gentleman as well. So he just wanted 2,000, knowing that it was 40 something thousand behind in tax. You get what I'm saying? And so we told him that we would pay the taxes on the property. He wouldn't have to worry about it. We just wanted the property. And the good thing about that was that when it came time for close, the escrow officer said that the property had some more fees that had popped up. So it had knocked his 2,000 down to like 1,500. So I was expecting to receive 15,000 on my first deal, but I didn't even want him to have any combativeness or any objections to closing. And I closed that deal in 9 days. Man, I drove the closing to him. So with that deal, it was like, do you want it to close? And I'm like, yeah, I want it to close. She was like, well, we he 1,500. I'm like, nah, we need to get 2,000. Well, how you gonna do something? I'm like, shit, I'm getting 15,000, so give the five out mine, and I'll take 14,500 any.
Any day.
You know what I'm saying? So the guy that actually bought the house from me, right? The guy that bought the house from me stayed on that same street. And this was a pastor that I never even knew, but he was a pastor. So everybody else knew him, but I didn't know him. And what he had was multiple rent houses on the street. Now, this is what let me know I paid no attention to my neighborhood, right? Because this is the next street over from my grandma's house, and all his houses was gray with maroon trim. All his house, and this guy has about 5 houses on this house, gray with maroon trimming, and I never paid attention to it. So this let us know how naive we are to what's going on here. But us growing up, this is my hood, this is my
Hmm. Yeah.
my. You really don't even know what's going on. Homie right here own 5 houses and all of them gray and red trimming, and he actually collecting every month on the block.
Yeah.
So who really running it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like that was the eye opening moment for me, man. So yeah, for those that want to get that first deal done, this is a prime example of what we're talking about, because you said that on your deal the guy was at 9,000 at first. You counted him with 7, but then you all ended up at 11 just to get the deal done. And some money is better than no money. You all was
Hmm.
able to get a 9, what it was, a 7 piece
Yeah.
out that first deal. How many people do you actually know out there that you have not really made any money with, and out the blue y'all made 5 grand plus together, and it's like it's kind of unheard of until you do this business. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, wholesaling real estate is an entry level to getting into real estate, because it requires you it requires you to use little, if any, of your own cash, and you never have to use your credit. So
Mm-mm.
your first deal, man, was a 7 piece, $7,000 deal, very dope deal. It took you uh, 10 months or so for marketing. You actually went to the local reel and broadcasted it, and didn't get any like real bites. And that was one of the things that happened to me. So I didn't put my deal on the board, but I did have a couple of deals when I did go. We actually had a half a block for sale, literally, like, I mean, not a half a block, almost a quarter of a city block, with 3 different sellers. So remember, I told y'all first 2 deals closed. Last I closed my fourth deal first, then third deal, then the second and first. That was because we put memorandums on it, because the buyer tried to back out on it. But we had like 17,000 square feet on that made on that same we had that under contract with a realtor, but we had it priced too high at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. Is Ohio is what you would call a disclosure state, right?
I believe so. Yep.
So
Yep.
so
Yep.
you're able to go on Zillow or any platform to look at legitimate numbers that the property actually closed on, right?
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
So out
Now,
here, it's non-disclosure state. So you have to have a realtor or be able to use a service like a prop stream or something like that to have some numbers, and then you can actually kind of see where the cash buyers pay for the cash deals, because that's not going to be on the MLS as far as the off-market properties. How
mhm.
were you able to run your numbers in the beginning? And man, I'm pretty sure everybody messed up in the first few deals trying to analyze these deals and locking up properties for too high. But how did you go about learning to run numbers?
Well, I'm gonna say it was I got numbers from another investor who was able to run the numbers for me, and
Oh,
my partner, his mom, she's the president of Star One Realty here in Cincinnati. So he was able to get her to run some comps at the time to spit some numbers to her. Because at the time I was hearing about a platform called Gains or Canes or Cranes or something. It was some platform that they used to use before prop stream and all of this. I had kind of heard it. I never really got into it, but that was how I first got my numbers from another investor, and my partner's mom. She was a realtor to spit us some numbers out. And I mean, just Zillow or whatnot was going on there or whatnot.
okay. So Brandon, let me ask you this. As- so in the beginning, it was all about wholesaling properties, right? Once you got that first deal closed, what was your thought process? About like got that, or once y'all had that cash in hand, like what was your thoughts about real estate and all the myths that you had to debunk right then and there? Got it? Because it's like the reason why I'm asking is because it's something different when okay you going through the motions, make it happen, but once you actually get that first check or that first cash in your hand or whatever the case may be, that bunk a lot of myths, like and it's almost like a ton of bricks to hit. I just want to know what your thought process is about that. That's a lot of money one time for somebody. I like my re-ups, like I just spent, like I'm talking about before real estate. I was in the streets, bro. I would spend like tens of thousands of dollars, and when your return is not even nothing like that. You get
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. So
One
yeah,
one piece of paper from a printer is a couple cent, and you selling that one piece of paper for thousands of dollars. That trumps all of the drugs that or all of the stupid stuff you've ever done in life. You know
ever
what I'm
done. Yeah, 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 yeah. Trust me, I done compared that too. Like, whoa, hold on. You thought you was doing something, but listen, you over here doing something. And when I looked at it, because I heard somebody break down, like, man, I only spent like maybe an hour on this deal with my time and texting this person on the phone and all of that, and I received this amount. And when I look back on that deal, I didn't spend no more than probably 2 hours. I mean, maybe 2.5 hours of time from talking phone calls and whatnot, and receiving this nice amount of 7 grand that we end up splitting. So when I received that money, it was like I was hearing stuff. Hey, you invest back into the business. You're supposed to give some away, keep some, and all of this. So all of that was in my mind. But my main thing was, man, what do we need to do to keep this marketing going and keep generating these leads?
saying? On a scale from 1 to 10, man, how excited were you when you got that when you actually when the check cleared? Because you can get a check and that don't mean nothing. Everything got clear. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So how, like, from a scale of from 1 to 10, how excited were you once that check and you knew that it was official?
I'm gonna say I was beyond excited because it was like I accomplished something that I was geeking to kind of spread the knowledge on. Like, hey, this is real. Don't for a second think that this is not real. This is definitely serious. And I just went through the proof of concept, so I'm able to speak about it and attest by it, you know. So that always then motivated me to spread the game on to youngins that I come across, like, hey, you know, sprinkle this on them or whatnot. And but yeah, I was definitely excited. I mean, beyond excited.
I believe I was beyond excited just because I wanted to. I knew that I could take this information and tell people about it. People that um have not even probably thought anything about it, man. That was probably one of the. It was one of the moments where I was like, man, I'm finna tell all my ninjas about this.
Yeah.
All of my ninjas, they finna know about this. And the funny thing about it is, don't none of them care. That,
You took the
that
words out of my mouth. Yep.
that's the part about it. Everybody, please hit the like, the share, subscribe. My apologies. Y'all have any questions for my boy Brandon, my Brandon, aka Bless Invest on YouTube? That is your YouTube handle, right?
Yep. Yep.
Bless.
Bless and bless.
He's also dropping content, and I'm gonna ask you about the content you're dropping because we both have one of these right here. And if you all do not know what one of these are, see, he got the three. I got the pocket two, man. But you all we're gonna talk, bro. I'm gonna have my boy on here multiple times, but he's from out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and that's considered the Midwest, is right?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, in the Midwest, and it's been a long time coming. Like I told you all, we've done live streams on Instagram, but we are transitioning our content to YouTube. That way, we can give you all more value at a longer period of time if we need to, and we can have more engagement, and we can reach a broader audience. That's really what this is about. Us, reaching a broader audience. We're looking to be an impact. We're looking for more students. On Instagram, you have followers. We're not looking for followers. We're looking for students. That way, you can become a student of the game. You can get this information. You can pass it
Mhm.
along, and or you can grow yourself. So that's why we're transitioning a lot of our efforts to YouTube, because we are not really focused on the followers, man. We don't want people just to sit and watch us. We need students of the game. We need people that are students that are ready to dive deep and change their
Mhm.
save their lives. Brandon just gave the beginning part of his life story, man, where he's a survivor, man. Really need a purple heart. He was shot in the head at 12 years old. These are stories that you all need to hear out here in the world, because you never know who have went through the same thing and now has transitioned and changed their life, which most likely saved their life. So if you know somebody that look like, that speak like us, that need this information, hey, share this live, even if it's not
Mhm.
for you. Share it, please. We really would appreciate it. So B, man, I know we've been on here for a little over an hour, man, and like I told you, we have to do like a
Multiple.
yeah, we need to do multiple, because like I started off wholesaling, but I quickly got into creative financing in January 2020. So January 2020, let me take it back. January 2020, I started marketing to Las Vegas. It was a coaching student that I met at a real estate conference that I opened up for in Las Vegas. So my first year, I had opened up for a conference in Vegas, which you already know. So after that, so many people wanted to link up with me that spoke like me, that came from where I came from, and it was an amazing experience. So I end up having a couple of me every day. So this California, Las Vegas, want to learn how to do it. So learn how to do wholesaling. So him and I connected and was getting on Zoom meetings every day. We ended up locking up a deal from expired listings in Las Vegas. We locked the deal up, and then we actually sold that deal for 35,000, and we bust down 17.5 a piece. The power of my first virtual. So I flew out there to Las Vegas to actually do a hands-on training with him, showing him how to drive for dollars, showing him what to look for, and going on some appointments with him. I flew out there just to do that with him. And once I got back, things had hit the fan out here as far as with COVID and stuff. That was like the beginning of February. Things hit the fan with COVID, and my mentor was like, "Hey, Lupe, man, you need to mess with these pretty houses, man. You tripping? You need to you tripping, bro. You need to mess with these pretty houses." He's like, "Man, all I'm worried about is land and pretty houses. Land, I did land deals, but what he was saying was kind of going over my head because it's like I'm just now really getting the real understanding of wholesaling houses and real estate in general. He was hitting me with the pretty houses, and it was one of the moments where I was like, shiny object, shiny object, shiny object, and
Mm-hmm.
I transitioned to pretty houses, and I ended up getting over $1 million worth of property in my possession, um, within about 6 to 7 months, which was life changing for me. I really was. It blew my mind. So once I got the first house and then the second house and then the third, I was like, damn. I quit focusing on the wholesaling aspect of my business model, and that just dismantled my whole real estate business. I had to start back from scratch. So these are things that I definitely want to rap with you about and
Mm-hmm.
insight on, because a lot of investors don't talk about the ups and downs of real estate, especially when you're chasing those shiny objects, and then you forget the prize. You
Yeah.
never you was going for a prize and you never got the prize. Now, everybody's success is different. So some people will think just getting that deal or getting a few deals is successful, but I don't look at that as like success because there's no longevity. That what happened then. What's gonna happen now?
Mm-hmm.
Turned into a well-oiled machine. Are those processes simplified and systematic where they like a conveyor belt? Things that make sense with the real business model. So when we take our mind off of the what generates the liquid, which is real estate, we just speaking about that before we got on. The liquid is the wholesaling aspect. That way we can actually fund our own deals or become a private lender, like how you have having the chance to work with. I also ended up coming across a couple of lenders as well, private and hard money lenders, but I haven't done any fix and flips. I did, but I didn't. So we're gonna have so much dialogue, man. I just wanted people to come on here and hear your story, because you did eventually change gears somewhat and start getting into creative financing, correct?
Yep. Yep. Well, I ain't did a deal,
Huh?
a creative deal yet. I mean, no, I did. I have done one,
Yeah, I
but
thought.
yeah, I have done one. A subject too. So, yep. Yep.
So yeah, I kind of want you to kind of give your story on how you started going into creative financing and dealing with private lenders without going too deep, because I want to get that. That's a whole nother story, and I want to get us locked in on another time. That way you can come back on and bless us again with some more information, because I've met some real estate investors in Dallas, man, that became head of HOAs. You have become a staple within the reels out there and things like.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely want you to kind of give that story on how you positioned yourself here and kind of got there. So tell us how you started kind of getting the whiff of creative financing and getting towards doing fix and flips, because that's initially what you started doing, right? Fix and flips.
Yeah, I done doing a fix and flip. Rewind back, my first wholesale deal closed. It was my second one that I had under contract closed first, because my first one that I was the deal that was closing, it was a probate deal, and that
Mhm.
took a little time. So in the midst of that, we got it. I got this property under contract, and we closed on that one. So I definitely can agree when you say, "Hey, I had two locked up before, but they didn't close until down the line," type of deal. So,
hey, that's what they mean by keeping your pipeline full. Your pipeline full is not how many leads or information you have in your system. That's contracts that's in escrow, because when we're doing this, some everything is not gonna close, so you have to have that pipeline full. So you had some other stuff going on the whole time. You kept marketing, and the marketing was steady going out. Plus, you was receiving the correspondence.
hey, Loopy, it's my phone dying.
Oh, okay. Damn. So, man, my boy, man, his phone is dying, man. I definitely have to get him back on for another live, man. And hey, man, my boy Brandon from Cincinnati, man, y'all go check out his channel, Best Invest. He's doing walkthroughs and stuff like that on properties, kind of giving you all a look on the inside of his business structure out there in Cincinnati, man. Great guy. Like I told you all, he's been following my journey. Well, we've been following each other's journey for quite some time, and we have not met in person yet. But behind the scenes, we've done a lot of communicating. Big shout out, man. Big shout out to the whole family. You know what I'm saying? The wife and everybody, man. They definitely support Loopy G over there, and I support them as well. Man, there's always been a ton of love. Whenever Brandon and I link up, and man, it's dope, man. It's definitely dope. So I'll have Brandon on again, and we'll be diving into him actually doing fix and flips, as well as man, like he's doing fix and flips. He's also he's dealing with private money lenders. He's hosting events to show people how to get private money lenders and get private money lenders involved in deals as well. So I've also wanted to get into that, hosting events to where that I'm bringing people in to talk about properties and stuff like that. I had so many opportunities to do it, and for whatever reason, I didn't take the right action. But going and moving forward, man, everything happened for a reason. So you definitely need to put your best foot forward. And hey, man, grab those opportunities, man. When you see those opportunities, at least take the opportunity. Take out the time to view the opportunity. See what type of value it brings to you. See what it's worth to you, right? And that way you can make an educated decision on if that is for you or if it's not for you. Okay. But hey, I appreciate everybody that did come in today, man. For real, at the drop of a dime, man, my boy Brandon was cool with getting on live, and I really appreciate him for that. We're gonna have some awesome guests, on live stream. I need to get in touch with my real estate. I need to get in touch with my real estate attorney. So I have a real estate attorney. I'm gonna get on here. My girl Sagita. It's been a while since my girl Sagita from Atlanta been on here. I have her on here sometime soon. We have on Friday, Mr. Transaction Engineer. That's every Friday. The smoke break with Big Uncle and Lupe is every Thursday night, and then Monday through Saturday, live streaming, showing you all what I do day to day. What incoming call, I'm responding to messages like that. I'm just giving you all insight on what I'm currently in the business or underwriting deals. You hear how I'm people in the time. So I will be back on here.
yes, sir. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, man. I definitely want to get you back on. And that way you can tell the people on what you're doing in your currently on your market currently. Bringing investors to the table with the money, which is the private money and the hard money lenders. Definitely want to talk about what your affiliate your affiliation with the RIA program out there, and talk about, how did you dive into fix and flipping and things like that, and how did you get your partnerships that you have today, man? I definitely want to get you back on. Hopefully we can probably get on like once a week and just pop it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're actively in the business, so we have I know I have 1,000 stories, man, and I'm pretty sure you have 1,000 of them too. And I appreciate you keeping up with my journey as well as I've been keeping up with your journey. I was letting people know you are recording content. You do have your YouTube channel, so you all please go and support the channel. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, set your notification bell on, because my boys give you all some education when it comes to real estate. It's not only about wholesaling. Okay, this is the entry level industry. This is the entry level niche inside of the real estate that can help you generate liquid to fund your dreams and your goals and whatever other major decisions that you need to make. And the reason why it's major that you need to make, because when you wholesale properties, we are getting major money. We're not talking about a couple $100 and things like that. We're talking thousands of dollars, and typically we're looking to get 5,000 and up per deal. We've been more so thinking about 10,000 and up, but hey, some money is better than no money. There are times where you will, sell a property and get, kibbles and bits. But I'd rather get something better than nothing. Guess what? We're printing money. This is this is basically printing money, you all, because just think about it. You're printing out a contract. You're getting it signed. You're selling that contract, which you're printing out another piece of paper to do that. And then you take that to a title company. Once the buyer brings the money to the table, then guess what? And the escrow or the title company, the real estate attorney, they print you a check or send you a wire. So we're teaching you all how you can start being your own money printer. And yes, it takes skill set. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes endurance. You have to be built to last,
Mm-hmm.
because that's a lot of coming goers. But you have to be in the business. You have to be in it to win it. What you got for us, man? What you got to tell everybody, man?
I just want to say, I mean, don't be scared to get into real estate. I think wholesaling is a great entry point, is where you get to the source of the deals. And don't be afraid to partner up with somebody who's really in this business and can help you, get that deal closed, or you're gonna learn something about the process. So, and like I say, I mean, do not be afraid to put yourself out there. I mean, it's you just don't know the power of a conversation. I can be in the gas station, at the Home Depot, Walmart. I mean, and next thing you know, I'm talking to somebody about real estate. It's just the power of a conversation. So definitely be open to that. Do not be closed minded. Be open minded. I know it's a crazy world out here, but I'm pretty sure we all grown enough and old enough to know, okay, yeah, this person, I can have a conversation or say something. I know it do be them looks where you like, I don't want to say none of that person or whatever, but
Because they don't look like you, right?
yeah, yeah, that too. Yep,
And
exactly.
that's one thing that I learned. That's mainly because they don't look like you, right? But once you sit down and have that conversation with one of those people that you thought would not give you the time of day, man, those people will give you so many nuggets off. I'm talking about right off hand, and it's weird because man, bro, that I think we're gonna have to have a whole discussion just on that alone. Not
Hmm.
putting yourself out there, talking to people, and telling people what you're interested in doing, even if you're not actually doing it, to the max. Man,
Yep.
it be people that you least expect that already got it, that don't care about seeing you have it. They like it, they would love to see you have it because they
Hmm.
know that they can't have it all.
Oh, yep, yep.
Man, that was a game changer for me, man. That was
Yes,
a
sir.
game changer. Knowing that I didn't have to cut my hair. I can get in these houses. I didn't have to cut my beard. I can be who I want to be. Man, man, that was a an eye-opening experience once I saw that other people that didn't look like me really liked me, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, you know what I'm saying? Like it makes you almost feel like you fit in, but man, you fit in anywhere you wherever whatever door you on, like you fit in. You wouldn't have a kid
Mm-hmm.
if you if you ain't fit in.
Yeah, you just never know the type of connections you will make, the people that you will gravitate to you. I mean, the energy that you put out is what you receive. So it's definitely that.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
and honestly, I know. I mean, I still call myself a newbie because I still be so excited about looking at deals, running numbers, talking to sellers. You know, the whole nine of the business because I done seen results. So I do be excited about it. It's that's what keep me going too.
Yeah, the results are everything. The proof of concept is everything. Being able to share your experience is everything. And the first person that let you down with the energy sharing their experience, that's the person that you don't even want to talk to. You got to go to the person, and then the next person, then the person that is just as excited as you. That's the person you want to talk to. Everybody. So.
Hmm.
We definitely gonna, like I said, we're gonna give y'all a lot more content. I'm gonna see if Brandon can get on here at least once a week with me. We'll get on here and pop it for an hour. And that way you all can ask some questions and things like that, because like I say, we are actively in the business. Like I said, I'm here from 5 to 7, 2 to 7 every day, giving you all content, showing you all that I'm actually doing this business. Brandon, can you tell everybody how to get in touch with you? Give them all your socials, not your social, but your social.
Yes, sir. I appreciate this too, G. You know, you always been a real one since we been connected on social media, which was IG. But yeah, if y'all could, y'all can follow me on Instagram. I'm at B Lewis. That's BLEWIS, the number 4 and P. That's on Instagram. On YouTube, I'm under Bless Invest, and that's Bless BLESS Invest INV. Hold on, INVEST. Bless Invest on YouTube. On Facebook, Brandon Buys Houses. So them the main 3 platforms I'm on. I appreciate it. I'm always willing to follow back, interact with whoever needing some information or got questions. So hey, I'm here. Let's get it, y'all.
Yeah, so if you all are in the Cincinnati, Ohio area, he's still not too far from Dayton. He's not far from what that is, Kentucky. What that is,
Kentucky.
that King Livingston, or that Louisville. What that is right there?
Louisville,
Yeah, he
Kentucky.
right
Yeah.
by Louisville. He like a hop, skip, and a jump across that bridge. You get
Oh
what I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah.
If you all have any deals, y'all looking to y'all need a JV partner, y'all may need somebody to help you with dispo. We do it all over here as well. But my boy, he's actually in Cincinnati, and he could actually assist you. Feel free to hit me up. If y'all need me for any service, come to real estate. And for the most part, like, I'm virtual, so I do things inside of Houston and outside of Houston. Are you virtual as well, or no?
Not really, but I mean, I am like I'm kind of virtual to where, yeah, if I got a property in Dayton, I know somebody I can hit up to be like, hey, can you walk this? Or Columbus, can you walk this? Or Kentucky, yeah. So, but I mean, I get where you saying you straight virtual. I mean, I ain't that way yet.
Yeah, I'm still in my backyard though. Like, I'm in Houston, so we're still doing marketing out here in Houston and stuff. But what I mean by virtual, like, we are doing deals in other cities and other states as well. We're doing marketing in other cities and other states as well too. Just full on virtual. We're not full on virtual, but for the most part, yeah, we are virtual. When it comes to locking up properties under contract and all that stuff, we're doing all of that virtual, and then we'll go out, get pictures of the property and stuff like that. Then after to start the marketing process. So yeah, man, y'all make sure y'all follow my boy Brandon on all platforms. Hopefully, I'll talk to Brandon behind the scenes to see when the next time I can get him on, and most likely we'll put up a fly thumbnail or something like that so y'all can know that it's showtime. But most likely, if I can get Brandon on, once a week, once every other week, just to get on here and pop it about real estate. Like we haven't even talked to him about the platforms he using. We haven't even talked to him about what it takes to get in a room with private money lenders, how to get all of them in your room and things like that, because he's hosting events for private money just to come in and have discussions and stuff like that. What it takes to get those individuals in the room, because from me looking at the events he's putting together, they do not look like him. So this is information that you're gonna want to hear from someone that looks like him, especially if you look like us. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, on another note, he's also, you dove waist deep, neck deep up in when it comes to flipping houses. So you've done a few fix and flips too.
Yeah, I didn't did one successfully. I got one that's completed, and I got one that we still complete. So I mean, I say successfully because they all have made money. So
Yeah, yeah, you jumped in the blender. Whether you got blended up or not, like you got in there. One of them, at least one of them sold. You working on another one. So yeah, he jumped in there neck deep. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing
mhm.
I did. I did not know anything about fixing and flipping, but I've had moments where I've jumped into uh jumped into jumped into the blender, man. We call a blender a few things. Like you get in that blender and get the hands put on you. You can get up in that blender and got there and learn a couple lessons. Bump your head, jump up in that blender, and make the wrong investment, and spend a couple $100. You know what I'm saying? So hey, the blender is the blender. You get what I'm saying? You can get on the phone with people that is not motivated to sell, and you ain't got them rebuttal with the blender. So the blender is what you think is the blender. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah,
make it out of life. And
yeah.
on that, man, it was a blessing to have. I learned about you that I didn't even know about you, man. My boy is a survivor. They need to put a purple heart on him because he was actually shot in the head, man. As an adolescent, man. I'm talking about 12 years old, and he's actually here, a living witness telling that not only man, he's actually able to use the whole left side of his body again after getting shot in the right side of his head and it going through his head. This guy's a survivor. You know what I'm saying? Not only is that, he's now looking towards passing this information on to the youth. He's a husband and a father. So the kids and the family getting all of this information. So you want to be able to pass this information along, learn how to take everything to the next level. Please stay tuned because we're gonna be taking it above and beyond whatever you thought and whatever you was expecting. We're gonna surpass all of that. Man, on that note, man, it's never too late to be great. Let's be productive, proactive, and attractive, man. Anything that you think is success, whatever success is to you, whatever you desire, you can attract it, man. Just be attractive to it. Man, any last words, quotes? We got rain. Like,
Hey, I just want to say, when it comes to this, if you definitely getting into real estate, I mean, get in it and try to link with like-minded people. That's with anything. Try to link with like-minded people that's gonna give you some feedback, some energy that you need, because it can get lonely out here. And but hey, that's a good feeling too when you out here really accomplishing things and pushing through. Ain't nobody gotta be over you, praising you every little thing you do. You really doing it for you, and you got good intentions. That's one thing. Have good intentions.
yeah. Yeah, sometimes isolation can do it, man, because you can't share the goals with everybody. You can't share the vision with everybody. Everybody's not meant to go. Everybody's not meant to know. And sometimes you can tell the right thing to the wrong person, and they'll give you the wrong feedback. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we're looking for students of the game, man. We're not looking for followers, man. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all stay tapped in. And on that note, man, I'm gonna see what's going on outside. And peace. We out
Peace. Appreciate you, G.
already.